And we're continuing the story of Elijah and Elisha. So after a while, after Elijah and Elisha kind of worked together, Elijah was the teacher, Elisha was a student, and they did everything together and went everywhere together. Finally, let's see what happened. As the time came closer for Elijah to be taken to heaven, he left Gilgal, the city or town, with his assistant Elisha. Elijah says, "Stay here, Elisha, for the Lord has told me to go to Bethel." "No," says Elisha. Now remember that Elisha doesn't have any hair on his head. But still, God doesn't care whether you have hair or whether you don't have hair. He says, "No, I won't leave you. I'll go with you," he says. The school of prophets came out to meet them, and they say, "Elisha, did you know that the Lord is going to take Elijah away from you today?" "Yes, but shh, do not speak of it." Again, Elijah says, "Stay here in Bethel, for the Lord has sent me to Jericho." And Elisha says, "Nope. As surely as the Lord lives, I will not leave you. I will follow you wherever you go." There, at the school of prophets in Jericho, they came to meet Elisha. Again, some prophets tell him, "Do you know that the Lord is going to take away your master today?" "Yes," again says Elisha, "but do not speak of it." And again, Elijah says, "Stay here, for the Lord has sent me to the Jordan River." And Elisha says, "Nope. As surely as the Lord lives and as you live, I will not leave you," he says. Then what happens? So they come to the Jordan River. The Jordan River. Here it is. The Jordan River. Elijah takes his cloak and does the splush. He splushes. And what happens? The river parts. And there is a dry land over there, just like what Moses did, but on a smaller scale, because Moses did it with the sea, and this is just a river. Now, Elijah asks Elisha, "What shall I grant you before I am taken away?" Elisha says, "I want a double portion of your spirit. I want to be twice as powerful with God's spirit as you are," he says. Elijah says, "You have asked a hard thing. If you see me when I am taken from you, then you will get your request. Otherwise, you will not. Only if you see me being taken away." Suddenly, dun 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 dun, dramatic music. Somebody sing. Do 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 do. No. Anyway, let's keep the dramatic music. Suddenly, as they were walking along, talking, suddenly a chariot of fire, drawn by horses of fire, appeared and drove between them, separating them, just like that. A chariot of fire. Fire. And Elijah is being taken away, and Elisha is staying. And he says, my father, he calls his teacher his father, the chariots and horsemen of Israel. Oops. What happens next? Elisha tore his robe as a symbol of his grief that his teacher Elijah was gone. He's not going to see him again, so he's kind of sad because saying goodbye is always difficult, right? Elisha took Elijah's cloak as his own. It was a symbol that Elijah's spirit rested on him. So he picks up Elijah's cloak, the one that he used to separate the waters. "Where now is the Lord, the God of Elijah?" he says. And he does the same thing, splush. The spirit of Elijah is resting on Elisha, people realize, because he separated the water in the same way. The prophets bowed down, symbolizing their submission to Elisha, now the major prophet in Israel. All right. And they ask him, "Shall we send some people to look for your master Elijah?" He says, "No, do not send anybody, because he was taken to heaven." Perhaps the spirit of the Lord has picked him up and set him down on some mountain or in some valley. He says, no, do not send him. He's taken to heaven to be with God. Yeah, but people still questioned. Anyway, a chariot of fire is the point of today's lesson. And yes, Guyana, the first to raise hand, the first to read, start. Guyana reading.
A chariot.
Thank you.
Yeah. A chariot of fire Elijah knew that his time on earth was almost up. God had told him to coach Elisha to take over his task as a prophet. As they stood at the edge of the river Jordan, Elijah took off his cloak, rolled it up, and struck the river with it. The river parted and they crossed over on dry ground. As they walked together, Elijah asked Elisha, "What can I do for you before I'm taken away from you?" "Let me have even more of the Spirit's power than you had," Elisha replied. Elijah said, "You have asked a hard thing, but if you see me when I am taken from you, God will give you what you have asked for." As they walked together, a chariot of fire pulled by horses suddenly appeared. Elijah was taken up to heaven by a wild wind, and Elisha saw him go up.
Thank you, Gayana. Next, we have Atara and Hitash. Which one of you wants to read today? Atara? Okay, Atara, read this part. And the question for us today is it possible to get to heaven without dying? Is it even possible? Let's see.
Most people want to go to heaven, but few think about how they would get there. To get to heaven, our bodies have to be changed. God must give us new heavenly bodies. 1 Corinthians 15:52. And for this to happen, our old bodies must die. Elijah went to heaven without actually dying. What a way to go. If you had a choice, you would probably like to go that way too. For believers, this will actually happen when Jesus comes for us. Jesus said that he is coming back in the clouds to take us up to heaven. He will come at a time no one expects. And all doors will
Something happened?
allow in an instant be with him forever. One so be ready at all times because you may be one of those who will go straight to heaven without actually dying.
Was it my connection or Atara's connection?
Atara.
Let me read this part again. He will come at a time no one expects, and all those who love Jesus will meet him in the air. We will be changed in an instant and be with him forever. 1 Thessalonians 4:16-17. So be ready at all times, because you may be one of those who will go straight to heaven without actually dying. Yep. Verse for today is, let's read together. Ready, go. After that,
After that, we who are still alive and are left will be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the
and so
Lord
will
in
be
the air.
Lord
And
forever.
so will we with
In
the Lord
the
forever.
4:17.
Lord in verse 17.
the Lord forever. 1 Thessalonians.
That's right. Great. We have a good attendance today. Awesome. Wouldn't you like to go and see what heaven is like? In the book of Revelation, it says that it's like
Naruto.
the floor is like gold, and so it talks about New Jerusalem, and it says that there's some noise. Who's making noise? Hassan is making noise. I'll have to mute him. It says that the walls and the floor would be made like of gold, like clear gold, something that you can see through, a see-through gold, a transparent gold, like, because people who had a vision, they had nothing, no human words describe what heaven was like. And the walls are gonna be so tall, they're gonna be a few kilometers tall, apparently. That's what it says. I do not know why. And maybe because the walls are so tall and there are doors here and there, maybe we would be able to fly in heaven. I think it's not impossible. Maybe the laws of physics would be different there. There would probably be different kind of gravity, right? In heaven, because there's no earth, so no earth to pull us down. So we would be going up, maybe. I do not know. Well, everybody kind of in heaven flies, right? Angels fly, spirits fly, like doves. Maybe we'll fly too, I think. Wouldn't be awesome? And we'll spend the whole eternity maybe creating things. Yeah, I think we'll have a lot of fun. How about, yeah, I think we can create anything we want at that time. We'll be, because God gave us creativity and he's not going to take it away from us. So we would be able actually to go and create things. Stars, maybe, planets, or water parks.
I'm gonna make a
big-
star
A
of
water
me.
park as big as a planet, imagine that. And you're going to be the only one to play in it. No lines to wait in.
But don't make very, very, very long slides in it.
Guyana, it's up to you. It's your world. Like Minecraft, you know, you create whatever you want to create.
I'm not gonna make a slide.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a slide, but not one very, very long.
Make a slide at which you have to slide down with the speed of light. That's gonna be awesome.
Wait, what?
Slide
Oh
down
my
speed of
God.
light.
It will
300,000
give
kilometers
me
per
a
second,
heart attack.
Diana.
It will give me a heart attack.
No, there's gonna be no heart attacks in heaven. All the diseases and sicknesses and sorrows and tears would be dealt with. There's gonna be no more death, no more sickness. You will never get sick, and nobody's gonna scratch me in heaven like this. Denver.
Who scratched you?
Denver. I blame Denver.
Sir, no, sir, you can't blame Denver because I'm the one who popped your balloon. Half is in mine.
Okay, but I do not know.
No, Denver is the one.
Denver was really getting close to me, very close. All right. It's 9 o'clock. Anybody would like to pray before we go to bed? And then I'll talk about tomorrow too. I volunteers to pray.
No
Yes,
one.
still recording.
Just stop recording. Then I'll